Welcome to the Totem Figures Podcast. I'm TJ Daw. John Showman is a Toronto-based full-time performing fiddle player, active in a variety of bands. The Creaking Tree String Quartet plays instrumental music. Skraeling plays Irish music. The Foggy Hogtown Boys plays bluegrass. And New Country Rehab plays a mix of reconfigured classic country songs, old-time fiddle music, and original compositions. John also trained extensively playing classical music. In our interview, he talks about what got him playing fiddle in the first place and the various musicians and teachers he met and played with along the way. We started off talking about the music of Jesse Zubot. But first, here's a track from John Showman's self-titled solo album.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. What strikes me so odd is he's such an enigma, because when you meet him, he's kind of, you don't exactly know where he's coming from, but he seems kind of slow and ponderous. Yet to my mind anyway, he explores all this seriously, what I would consider avant-garde music. I'm kind of a simpleton. I play fiddle tunes and I like songs with kind of simple structures, I guess.
But he does that too. The Zubot and Dawson stuff is all really accessible.
Yeah, totally.
Really simple and melodic and instantly appealing.
One of the avenues they took was to kind of make the music be sort of a nebulous thing in terms of the genre or the definition. I saw Zubot and Dawson playing at Ted's Wrecking Yard in Toronto like 10 years ago. That's where I first saw them. That's where Jesse kind of blew my mind. Yeah, I kind of put the fear of God in me. I just couldn't believe how anybody could improvise like that on fiddle. I'd never seen it. I'd never thought to do it.
What were you playing like before you saw that?
Well, I was kind of trying to get my head around playing bluegrass, and I was learning as many licks as I could and trying to assimilate, a more southern style of fiddle playing and trying to distance myself from my tendencies and my classical tendencies.
Who were the southern bluegrass influences?
Kenny Baker, Bobby Higgs. Vassar Clements, when I first started out, he's the most accessible of all those guys. love playing so much. I quit classical violin. Like I was really good at it. I went to Indiana University. I started playing when I was 6.
Indiana University?
Yeah.
Why there?
That was the best classical violin school anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. It's ranked like top 3 in the world.
Where are you from originally?
Ottawa.
Okay. And what got you playing fiddle at 6?
My grandfather played. He taught himself. And I remember going in music school in, well, grade 1, first day of school, or first music class, and everybody went in the room. There were all these instruments lying about, and I just happened to wind up with the violin. That was good, like right away.
Which is unusual. You know, it's considered one of the hardest
instruments. The
music
music teacher called my mom and said he had never heard anybody play fiddle like that after just picking it up.
Huh, because usually it can sound awful if somebody doesn't know what they're doing and they just...
Yeah. I remember when like 2 years later, I'd been taking lessons for a while, and I went to some contest, one of those Kiwanis things. I remember coming in second place, and it irked me.
At age 8?
Yeah. So my parents moved to France, so I studied there with another teacher for 2 years.
Why did they move to France?
My dad worked in the government. He had different jobs because my dad loved languages. My dad speaks like 6 languages, so we did that as a family. It was neat.
You liked it there?
Oh, I loved it. It was great. So when I came back, I had this teacher. I found this teacher at the National Arts Center Orchestra called Vic Palmer. That guy was a great teacher, and I was with him for 5 years, basically all my teenage years.
And what specific things did you learn from him?
He taught me that playing violin can be broken down into tiny little, easy-to-learn technical units that build on each other like little Lego bricks until you have these big structures of technique where you can play Paganini caprices and shit like that. He's kind of a crusty dude, which made me think he was cool, and he was kind of tough, you know. He's a nice dude, nice old guy. And
music teachers are famous for being kind of crusty.
Yeah, he was great. But he made me feel like it was cool to play fiddle, even though none of my friends thought it was. I knew he was cool, and so he made me feel like it was cool. But he made me practice. Like, he basically took my mom aside and said, if he's not practicing, this is when I was 11, he said, if he's not practicing an hour and a half a day, I don't want to see him. And my mom made me practice, too.
And was that hard? Did you resist?
Yeah, of course I did. But I did. Yeah, I remember trying to tape myself on a machine once. I was trying to tape myself so I could play it back and go out and play with my friends. My mom would think I was practicing. It took me 45 minutes to record a half-hour lesson. And then by the end of it, I think the machine got stuck and the tape got stuck in the machine. My mom was like, you haven't really been practicing for the last half hour. You've just been messing around with that machine. So it all came to nothing. So that was kind of the beginning and end of my cheating, I suppose. Len was good. He said I should go to Indiana, which is, in his opinion, the best music school in the world. And it had the most famous violin teacher then living, whose name was Joseph Gingle, and he was a really famous teacher. I never actually studied with him, but I had some pretty hard teachers there. They were good. They kind of took the technical stuff I had from Vic Palmer and then just kind of took it into outer space, but not in a very nice way. Like they were kind of like, it was like a machine there, And I just totally lost interest. So I just quit, and I got a degree in business from McGill, and then came home to Canada. I didn't touch it. I gave it up for dead. I didn't play for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah. And then when I came back to it, I realized like I still had all this technique, but I didn't have any of the hang-ups. I didn't hate it. And I could improvise easily. Like I found improvising easy.
Was that the kind of thing you were taught, or was it the kind of thing you steered away from?
Neither.
Really?
Vic never taught me to steer. Never steered me away from anything. He was just he taught me like a machine. But I don't know, I somehow managed to forget all the hang-ups and all the fear and all the tightness in my arms and in my back that I was starting to get at music school. And I could still play really well. I maybe forgot 5% of what I knew, the top 5%, but I could still get everything else. And so there wasn't anything really that I couldn't play. And I could improvise. Like there was nothing I couldn't catch by ear and play. Like it was easy. And I think bluegrass was just something that other musicians were playing that was an excuse for me to go out and have fun and play. Like, it could have been anything.
But it's not a tremendously popular style of music.
Yeah, that's true, but there's a bit of a scene around it. Like, there's always a little scene, and there's always kind of interesting characters in the scene who are really into it.
But it's a small scene.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a scene you're likely to stumble into.
No, you gotta, the only reason I could get in is because there wasn't anything I couldn't play. And even though I didn't really know the style, like, people could put music in front of me and tell me to play it, and I'd play it, perfectly the first time. I'd still sound classical, so I spent years trying to figure out the subtleties and the nuance and the sound, you know. So I could sound like a country